Okay, boys and girls, welcome to the shelter building challenge. And as you can see here, I have finished building my shelter out of plastic blocks. Okay, so I chose a type of material that I think might be waterproof because I'm going to do a test against rain and flooding later. I have chosen a strong material that I think won't fall down whenever it's exposed to extreme wind. I don't think it's going to melt when exposed to extreme heat of the sun. Okay, I think it's going to be strong against the landslide and snow. It has a door, it has a roof. I'll show you, I'll spin it around. This is the door here, so when the little man goes in, he can pull the door behind him like this. Okay, so I'll spin it round. I've made the roof pointy because when it snows, I don't want all the snow piling up on the roof and then maybe the roof might come through. So it's got a high top and then it's layered, it gets lower and lower and lower and slopey sides so the snow will fall off. Okay, here is my volunteer for the day, this little man here. Okay, his name is Jim. And Jim is gonna go inside the house. In there, Jim. And I'm gonna shut the door behind. And now we are going to do some of the tests. So the tests are exactly what you can video and post as your assignment whenever you have completed building your shelter. Okay, boys and girls, it's time to start our first challenge, which is going to be the wind challenge. Okay, so we want to see if our shelter can withstand high winds like it would face in a tornado, hurricane or storm. Okay, now we can't put it out in a hurricane or storm, so we're going to have to simulate the conditions. So we're going to need something that creates wind. This is what I have, boys and girls, the hair dryer. Now you might think very unusual, Mr. McKenna would have a hair dryer, but he does, so there you go. Okay, now let's begin our test. This is the shelter. We're just about to begin the wind test. I've got my hair dryer and it's set to the highest setting. It's wind factor number 3, so it's the highest wind possible. Jim is safely inside, he's got the door closed. Now we're going to subject this shelter to a lot of wind. Okay, boys and girls, now we can see that a couple of things happened. The door blew off and one of the parts of the roof fell off, but apart from that, the whole structure is still standing. And Jim, he is safe. Okay, he has survived the storm. Okay, we've had a little bit of damage with the door and this top slate that's come off, but apart from that, Jim is safe. I am going to declare that I have passed the wind test. Okay, boys and girls, we're ready for the next challenge. The next challenge is the landslide challenge. A landslide is whenever a lot of material comes down off the side of a mountain. Okay, and it can crush houses. It can destroy homes. So we're going to see if this shelter is able to withstand a landslide. Jim is going back inside. He's in there. He's shutting the door. We've made our repairs. We put this block back on again. Now, get ready for the landslide. Okay, I wonder will the shelter get crushed in the landslide. Here we go. Okay, thank goodness all that's over, boys and girls. We can see that the shelter is still in one piece. It has no damage. Let's check if Jim is okay. Yes. He's still smiling, boys and girls. He looks fine. We can say that the shelter has passed the landslide challenge. Okay, boys and girls, we're just about to begin the next challenge. The next challenge is going to be the snow or blizzard challenge. So Fred, Jim, he's still feeling happy. He's going to go back inside the shelter, which has sustained no damage at all from the last challenge, which was the landslide challenge. Okay, in he goes. Now, to simulate snow, I have with me a big bag of the appropriately named Snowflakes cotton. Okay, there only was 2 cotton balls left. The rest of them are cotton pads. It's all we have in the house, so we'll have to use it, okay? Now, let's see if this shelter will pass the cotton challenge. Here comes the snow. Massive blizzard. Okay. Oh, the snow, as I suspected, it has all fallen off the top of the house because I designed it with sloping sides. That's what I was hoping was happened. Snow hasn't blocked the door. We can check on Jim. Okay. Jim is fine. He looks happy. He's not snow damaged. Neither is the shelter. We can say that the shelter has passed the snow challenge. Another thing you could use, if you don't mind making a big mess, or your mum and dad don't mind you making a big mess, would be to get a bag of flour and to pour the flour all over the top of your shelter. Okay, that would be a good way to test it for snow. Okay, this challenge is complete. Okay, boys and girls, this has been the toughest challenge yet. It's the extreme heat challenge. Now, the shelter has been placed in my backyard in the direct sunlight for this past 2 hours. Okay, it is 45 degrees. The sun is beating down on this house. Okay, Fred is in there. He's been in there for 2 hours. Jim, I mean. We're going to see if he has still survived this extreme heat experience. So let's open the door. Okay. Yes, Jim is here. He's feeling very hot. Not too hot though, he's been sheltered in there. Our shelter is still intact. It hasn't melted. It hasn't been damaged by the extreme heat. We can declare that the extreme heat challenge has been passed. Okay, boys and girls, it is time to begin the final challenge, and this is the challenge that I have been most worried about. That is the flood challenge. Okay, now Fred, he is here. He is ready to begin the challenge. Jim is going inside the house. Okay, we're hoping he can stay dry. We're hoping he will not drown. Okay, we're going to close the door. Now, I'm extremely worried because there is no waterproofing all around the bottom of this shelter. I'm afraid that the water is going to fill up here. It's going to go inside and Jim is going to be affected. Okay, let's find out. Let's begin the rain and flood challenge. Okay, torrential rain is about to pour down on Jim's in the shelter. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's give it some time. You know, rain can last for hours and hours in a storm. or in a flood. Water seems to be gathering all around the outside of the shelter. I can see some dripping in around the door. Okay, I think Jim's had enough. Let's see what has happened to Jim. The rain has stopped. There's a lot of water lying around. The shelter though is wet. It hasn't broken down. It is completely intact. Let's open the door. Hopefully Jim's still alive. Okay, Jim has fallen over. This doesn't look good. Jim has fallen. Jim is soaked. He is extremely wet. I think he might even have drowned. Oh no, boys and girls, he was lying on his back in the water. The water was all over him. I think the shelter has not protected Jim from the flood. It has protected him from the rain, but not the flood. Unfortunately, we have failed the flood challenge. Okay, boys and girls, we have finished all our challenges, and the only one we failed was the flood challenge. As so many houses in Doha failed the flood challenge a few years ago, so has our shelter that was supposed to protect Jim from the flood. Okay, now you can choose any one of these challenges. If you want to do more than one, that is perfectly fine. Now you could also do another challenge. If you wanted to use blocks of ice, you could throw them down on top of your house, and that would be a hail challenge. Okay, so all you need to do is build your shelter, conduct your test, video it, and send it to your teacher. We really are looking forward to seeing your challenges, boys and girls. Good luck.